Tombstones climbing up the sky to claim the boredom and the whine of the radiator, to freeze the fates that intertwine, unresolved and undefined in this echo chamber. Once you've given up the ghost, just like Lazarus, you'll know there's an operator, some strange passenger inside. To that strange power I'm resigned like an iron anchor. I'm just a ghost in your stereo, the fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a lost song I wrote, and I'm just a ghost in your stereo. Shadows on the blinds, your heart's a mercenary, but like a dancer on the wire, come the sparks of freight desire as a fire's carried. I'm just a ghost in your stereo, the fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a lost song I wrote, and I'm just a ghost in your stereo.
Hello! I move this over a little bit. Didn't know this was as close to it as it was. Hey, Wodos! Do you like my new chatbot person thing? I was also like, at first, like, what are you talking about? No lies detected. That was from earlier when I was testing. I thought I had cleared the chat, but apparently not. How's it going? Whew. Do, do, do. My brain is shut off. What was I doing? I've been trying to set up the new chat bubbles, so I was wanting to make sure they worked. And I did those like hours ago, so I thought they'd be gone by now, but apparently not. But I'd cleared it in my OBS, so I thought, aren't they? I love them because they show up the emoticons. The emotes show up better. He Nathan Big. They also, if you notice, show the pronouns. Which they didn't do before, and now I don't have to guess because it normally only works. Yeah, well, that was that 7 your time? Oh yeah, it was earlier today. It was like an hour or so ago. I've been testing them on and off all day, actually. But yeah. My favorite part is I finally got the bots to work with it, because earlier it wasn't. Turned out there's just a setting. You've been duped! But yeah, so I'm probably going to rearrange my overlay at some point, but that involves really fixing this stuff, and I'm putting you can't see my mouse. Really fixing the border and stuff, and I gotta like start a whole new thing first, so I didn't want to deal with that today. I got the chat box to look good, and that's all I care about. That's because I don't think have you set up the pronoun thing that I posted on my server? Let me check. Peridot, seriously. Minijube! Peridot doesn't respond to that one, though. She's on Discord. I'll message her. Where are you? Thought I had, but it's possible I missed it, or I didn't do it right, or it didn't stick. Yeah, because since putting this chat box in, I didn't have to change anything. It's just nice for me to have it. For anyone who does have it set up, I'll resend the link just for anyone who doesn't. Children! I'm yelling children at my child, not... Brain fart. It's under links and resources on my Discord. Let's get there. Links and resources. There's my throne. Advice for raids. Hate raids. Twitch Guru. Twitch chat pronouns. Here we go. I will copy the whole thing in here. Just for anyone who hasn't done it yet. That way they have it. Stop it! Because I think you also have to download because even if you did it in the pronouns.aleo.io, I think you still have to go to the Chrome and or Firefox extension to set it up there. I think. But now I can see it when people talk to me. Because I normally can't because it didn't show up in chat or on my OBS. It only showed up in my chat in Chrome, which I don't have Chrome open for watching my chat. I use my OBS chat. Would you move? There's an open cup of water over my computer. Please don't knock it on my computer. That is no good. Okay. Well, let me get the shadow running started. I just got distracted by that. If anyone has any questions about that, I will do my best. It's been a long time since I set them up, and I honestly don't remember for sure how it works. I was one of those, I set it up and now I'm done with it. Delios. Delios. I keep forgetting where my Shadowrun is. It is not on Steam. It is right here. There we go, Shadowrun. I might have to refresh it too. Or no, it should happen automatically. Let me try refreshing it to be safe. So you did the setup at the Aleo. Once you've logged in with Twitch and set up your pronouns, on the first link, click here to add the extension to your browser. Are you using Chrome or Firefox? Also, I'm going to change the colors around so it works better, but we'll see. Okay. I don't know if you need to restart or anything like that. Let me also check too my actual chat on Twitch. Hi kiddo, what's up?
I think I might be able to fix this with...
Oh, it's showing up on on my actual Twitch. So let me refresh my chat.
I think I can fix this
Okay.
with the figurine glue you have.
You can, but I'm going to use it because you don't get to use that.
Well, then can you use it?
What?
Then can you use it?
I will. As I told you to leave it for me, and I will do it. I'm not doing it right now. I'm streaming.
Leave it to me then.
Oh, it's just this.
Yeah.
I thought it was her ear thing. Okay. That's even less of a concern, because if it gets goopy, it just looks like it's part of the acid. Yay! Okay. We'll fix it later. Don't worry. I got your back. Okay, let me refresh this. Chat bubbles. Because I'm trying these for the first time, so... Now try again. Because when I open Chrome and look at it, it shows. It just wasn't showing up there. So it might just be catching up on the thing. As long as it shows up there, I'm not as concerned. I just like to be able to see it when people come in, because there's many people I have not realized their pronouns, and I've been calling them the wrong pronoun forever, and then they came into my Discord and put their pronoun in, and I'm like, okay, so if I can figure out how to get these to work, great. And then I got these, and then it's like I never have Chrome up. I always use my OBS, so let's continue. Do. The morning after. They're not showing up. Maybe it's because the name is too long? That makes no sense. Yeah, it's just not showing up on the chat bubble, which was the point of it. Oh. 1 second. It could be that it's too long. But I don't see that being an issue. It might just be that it's not caught up yet. If there was someone else who I knew had pronouns on their name, I'd be like, let's test it. But I don't know who else does. Let me try one thing here. Technical stuff. I know this is so exciting, everybody. I want to make sure this gets done right. Okay. Edit. I'm wondering if maybe I try one of the... Peridot! Oh my god, I am so overwhelmed that I've only been streaming for 10 minutes. Oh. 1 second, let me get my child. Problem is, I think the cat has realized that she can bother me. And does it because she likes to be a jerk. Right, Peridot? I named you appropriately? Didn't I? We love the Peridot butt. Oh, it's showing up here! Why is it showing up in my thing but not on there? Save? That's so weird. I opened up my Stream Elements overlay, and it's doing it. It's just not doing it on the stream. I'm gonna try something. No, it's not showing up there either. Okay, okay. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's so weird. Okay, settings. I was gonna change the bubble style to see if it changes anything. But it's showing up here, so I don't understand why it's not showing up there. That's so weird. Okay, I don't want to mess around with it too much now then. We can test it another time. Hopefully someone... Or as 70s prog rock legends Kansas would say, Peridot my wayward butt. Peridot my wayward butt. Oh man, I'm yelling at my child. Okay, now, did it lose? There we go, just because it's minimized. Apparently I have karma to spend. Oh, I think I was saving it. Alright, so. Morning after, you hunkered down in the janitor's locker room amid the smells of industrial strength cleansers, floor wax, and body odor. Sleep is impossible as you must be constantly on your guard for the telltale sounds of security teams or building maintenance crews. Morning eventually comes, and with it another project, chance at Project Aegis. Plant the comlink chips to get to Eric Silvershare's office. Don't blow your cover and find the Aegis sample. Okay. Let's see if I can manage this. Supervisor has the look of a stuffer shack manager with delusions. It's a stuffer shack. That he's on a career track rather than what he is, a disposable dime a dozen resource. Okay, Aaron, it works. Okay, good. Looking while I talk on the phone with Mama Gray. I'll have a good combo! So I don't know why it's not working, Wodos. It's so weird. But also, hi, Aaron! Let me give you a shout out. There it is! It worked, Wodos! It's there! Stuffer Shack is a chain of convenience stores in the... Okay, I figured it was like a Radio Shack or something. So, very excitable for the pronouns. It was just delayed. It was just taking time to catch up. Good job, chat bubbles. You got there. Supervisor, I already read this. Hey, there you are. I'm Steve Scott. Well, wow, that's an unfortunate, very generic name for a Shadowrun character. I'm Steve Scott. I'll be your direct supervisor. Sorry I missed you when you first came in, but I only found out that you were starting an hour ago when you suddenly showed up in the system. Weird glitch or something. It's like he's never existed in a Shadowpunk world before. Shadowpunk? I guess it's Shadowpunk. They're the 7-Eleven of Shadowrun. Oof, mood. Normally we'd watch an orientation triad and walk through our mission statement, but, well, it's going to be hard for you on your first day, but you're going to need to clean up some blood. Maybe a lot. Cleaning up other people's messes is what I do. You'll have your hands full. There was some sort of break-in last night. Some people were... just get things cleaned up on this floor. And listen, people are going to be on edge today, so try and stay invisible and don't get into any trouble. Otherwise, they're going to call me, and I'm going to have to reprimand you and put a note on your file. Straighten up this floor in state of trouble. Got it. I hope they get whoever did this. Only a fool would attack a Telestrian corporate office and think they can get away with it. Start heading from room to room and clean what needs cleaning. Good luck and welcome to Telestrian. The wiki describes them as an enormous vending machine crossed with a Walmart. They are owned by S Technology, of course they are, and are infamous for the uneducated, miserably paid, and therefore unmotivated personnel. Oof. Yeah, that tracks. How is the... Because it's hard for me to tell, because it's very small on my screen, right? Because what you guys see is a full screen, whereas of what I see of my stream is only like a portion. How are the bubbles to read? Because on mine they're a little hard to read, but just because they're so small and squished compared to how big they'd actually be for you guys. So I just want to make sure. I suppose I could just do this. Let me make sure my game before I go any further. Okay. I'm all like, how good is it? I could just go look. It's kind of hard to read that font, but... Right? In-game text is kind of messy. Okay. Yeah, it looks a lot easier to see when I look at it on my Chrome instead of on my thing. Why is so much cut off? It's so weird that so much cuts off. Oh, it's just because it was minimized. Okay, never mind. Pedestrian security guard. Don't play your cover. Find the Aegis sample and plant the comlink chips to get Eric Silvershaw's office. Okay. But where am I planting these? How do I clean? Where did they go? Oh, they're there. Two men are staring into the vent and shaking their heads. Look, Raoul, I know and you know that there's nothing in the vent, but when I told you my ability to read, there's nothing in that vent. But when I told that to Silverstar, he accused me of not wanting to crawl in there. Said I was letting the company down by not displaying the corporate value of duty. The suits sure love their mission statements and all that, Drek. But today isn't the day for Telestrian Corp's duty above all crap. Several of us did the ultimate duty last night. I guess we should just be happy Mr. Telestrian isn't in today. Duty. Just get in there and take another look. I've got to go upstairs and report. I'll go in there for you. Oh, wink. A filthy guard is looking into an open vent. He is clearly not enjoying the idea of climbing back into the duct. Sorry, I tracked that Drac all over the floor. He shakes his head. Man, I can't believe what happened to the Night Watch. I'll say, me, Charisma 4. Me either. You think they're done with the vents for the day? They want me to get this room back in order. If anyone asks, you saw me in there, okay? Bye! Install the comlink chip. The access panel comes off with quite a pop and you place a chip inside. Ooh, 2 karma. Can't actually do anything with the vents? Okay. Got many chips to plant, but let's see what I want to do with my karma. Shadow point to my unarmed combat. Fencer for drones. Ah, gotcha. It's a long time no talk, Janko. Okay, my supervisor's in there, so I'm gonna avoid that for now. God, just found a cute fan-made Stuffer Shack commercial on YouTube. Oh man, I should. Is it channel safe? Like, can I play it without getting in trouble for inappropriate content? Because I will. Oh shit! I have to say at this point, it's not looking good. Telestream worker. I don't know how it happened. Nonetheless, our records show this terminal was left unsecured in direct contravention of Telestrian corporate policy. You failed in your duty. It's channel save. Okay, I'll totally show it on channel then in a second. I know it's duty above all for you security types, but I am the victim here, I swear. Perhaps when Mr. Silverstar gets his next promotion, that will become a value for you data pushers as well. Right now, it seems your value is clock out early and ignore my responsibilities. Don't go anywhere, I need to make a report to Eric. I'm sorry, dude. I'm getting you fired. Alright, let's watch this. One second. 1, 2. Oh, no, no. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. I don't know if this is appropriately sized right now. Oh no, it is. Sorry, for some reason, have this not. There we go. No, it's just because I have it set up for other things. Okay, let's watch this.
Hey man, are you hungry? Yeah, but where are we gonna find something to eat so early in the mornings? Stuffer Shacks. That's right, Stuffer Shack. Best place to stuff your shack. Open 24/7 and located on any street corner where extra legal activity is found. As technologies and subsidiaries cannot be held legally responsible for any accidental death or explosive diarrhea while patroning Stuffer Shack.
Amazing. Oh god. I love that someone made that. Oh god. And that's Shadowrun in a nutshell. Let's talk to this guy because he can't watch me do this. The wage slave is on the edge. He's staring vacantly at his terminal with his hands to his face and his fingers twitching nervously. What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? How does it only have 46 legs? Only 46? Let me add one. This is an atrocity.
Hey, man.
Like. 48 now. Yeah. Looks like you're in some real trouble, chummer. Buzz, unless you can clean up a shattered career, leave me alone. Clean up jokes. Okay. I'm gonna save here if I can. I can. I'm cheating. It would only take a few moments to install the chip, but perhaps not the wisest course of action while the view of the loyal wage slave. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, it's just a tech worker. Okay. Thought it was the supervisor from earlier. As the Telestrian tech jockey turns to speak, you can notice a panel has been removed from one of the LAN racks just behind him. Thanks for coming. Can you believe it? Silverstar is calling it an intrusion, but I know the aftermath of a Shadowrun when I see it. Start over in the corner and make sure you don't get any solvents into my servers. Ooh, Charisma 4. Do you think you could duck out for a smoke or something? It would be easier if I didn't have to clean around you. Oh yeah, sorry, no problem. Just another day in paradise, right? Get the fuck out of here. Sir? Place the comlink chip. The open panel has a rat's nest of cables and half-disassembled hardware. Some of it is loose. I'm gonna take some of the LAN parts. Solvents and servers, the role-playing game for cleanliness and obsessed IT, or for cleanliness obsessed IT employees. My child is screaming in the background because she's playing games with her friends. Was there any more doors over here I missed? I don't think so. I think it was just this room, which I already bugged. I like how no one's commenting that I'm walking around and not cleaning. That's what I'm wondering. I just wanted to check around first, make sure there's nothing I was missing. None of this will matter after I'm fired out on the street eating dog food. Just leave me alone. There we go. I might have just the thing to help you out. He shakes his head. I doubt it. You know the guy who said life isn't fair? He was talking about me? Security's bullying you, but I could make it look like your terminal was tampered with and no one would be the wiser. You're right. There's no reason I should let the security push me around. He steals himself. Just do it quick. Ooh. Now get the fuck out of here. Thanks so much. I won't forget this when your review comes up. Hey, no problem, sir. Just glad I could help. Would you mind clearing out of here a while? There's a lot to do. You bet. Just remember to keep this just between us. Also, speaking of Stuffer Shack, I got a 7-Eleven cup. Alright. Move the access panel and comlink chip. Okay. Now where the fuck do I find the Aegis sample? Maps in this game? I haven't talked to this guy yet. What can I do for you? I need to get upstairs. My supervisor says there's way more cleaning to do. Top floors may only be accessed with the express authorization of Eric Silverstar, our VP of Security. You can head to the lower floors if your supervisor wants. I'll say, hey, I found all these chips on some of the Matrix switch boxes. Is that important? Hopefully that's not going to fuck me over. The guard thinks for a moment and activates his comm link. He turns back on you. There's a brief conversation. Then he turns... Oh, he turns his back on you, and then he has a conversation. Then he turns back. Mr. Silverstar wants to see you in his office immediately. You're about to transition to a new location. Continue? Confirm. Collecting the sample. The brutish dog-eat-dog existence of a slum dweller is a far cry from the quiet desperation and existential nothingness of a corporate wage slave. Yet after your time at Telestrian Industries, it's unclear which is more bleak. The elevator rises smoothly, its blenderized music assaulting you once again as you ascend to the executive floor, and your goal. Yeah, I'm gonna say for sure. Double recover and find the Aegis sample. Why is the elevator playing boss fight music? Ha! There you are. It seems that some of my best are letting me down, and it's good to see that you're displaying one of the most important of my 3 key values. I'll say, well, it's duty above all, right? He laughs. Well, yes, that is the first value, and I'm glad more than those outside of security follow it, and from a janitor no less. No, I'm speaking of my third and final value of vigilance, which seems... Wish? I think which is what they meant to say. Seems to be sorely lacking around here. You're going to say we prefer building maintenance, sir. I'm going to say it. We prefer building maintenance, sir. Of course you do. Now please start filling out the report on the data pad, and I'm afraid I must ask you not to sit in my chair given you retire. I need to go head downstairs and investigate your findings. I'll be right back. Comlink begins to ring. You pick up. So these paintings must be what all those expensive deliveries were. We don't have much time. I am tracking Silverstar, and he is already stepping off the elevator. I don't think your disguise will hold up much longer. I'll update you on his movements. Hurry, mon ami. Well, especially because I haven't cleaned a fucking thing. The painting is of a small lighthouse, an intense storm, and might perched on a rocky outcropping. I don't remember any of the clues. I wish there was ways to go back and look at your information. Oh, a bottle of expensive scotch. Have a smoked cigar. Okay. This painting shows a wild mountain landscape with clouds ringing lofty peaks. The plaque reads Independence. He has a few guards, tech worker, and a very nervous wage slave gathered in the boardroom and is beginning to question them. This is a photorealistic painting of 5 massive harvesters in Telestrian colors. In a staggered formation, cutting a swath across a rippling field of wheat. The plaque reads Unity. Gross. Depicted as a clock tower and a train station in downtown Portland in the tier. The plaque reads Efficiency. He has finished interviewing the Matrix tech and is now talking sternly to a pair of guards. This shows a profile of 3 elves in Telestrian security uniforms looking upwards at a flag flying the Telestrian logo. The plaque reads, Duty. Ah. The frame clicks into place and the painting slides back to the wall. Okay. What do I do with it? Now he's talking to the wage slave. This is not going well. They are raising their voices. No, I don't want you to tell me. Ugh. I wish I had any information whatsoever. Duty above all else. What information do I have, Django? I don't remember what the Aegis sample is and why I'm here. I honestly remember nothing. I don't remember his slogan other than duty above all else. I clicked duty and there's nothing there. Oh wait, is this open and I just wasn't looking? No? Okay. Ugh. God damn it. Seriously, what is this slogan? How do I find this out? There's like, is there a journal? I don't remember there being a journal. I remember there only being this. I remember that being my complaint about. Thank you. I'm gonna restart. Suffer Shack has led me down the rabbit hole that is Taco Temple, the Shadowrun fast food chain you could write a whole campaign about. No thank you. Though maybe thank you. I only remember duty above all else, not duty, efficiency, and then vigilance. When did he say that? Am I just stupid? I still only remember duty ever being mentioned. I remember nothing else. So, duty. I have to read these all again? Duty. Efficiency. That's independence. Leave it alone. Vigilance. Yeah, the subject of conspiracy theories and sponsor a game show that may in fact be a Squid Game. You did say Squid Game was very Shadowrun-y. Oh, finally! Thank you, Django. There's a safe that has a large DNA scanner on the front, most likely key to Mr. Silverstar. Aha! Scotch glass! And a cigar! Still to finish Squid Game. Put the moisten the cigar on the DNA scanner. With a click, faint, and hiss of escaping air, the safe opens. Take the sample. Great work, mon ami. The time for stealth has passed. It has set off every alarm in the system, but I have unlocked the executive elevator and your path is clear. Head to the elevator and make your escape. Alright, bye! Where's the executive elevator? I wish things would show you what they are. And there's no map that I remember seeing. Where's the executive elevator? I can't go that way, so I guess this is my only option. Can you hear my child? I swear, she's having a good time. There's the executive elevator. Let's get out of here. I don't remember what age this is, but hopefully we find out, because I forgot. Detective McCluskey stands smirking, surrounded by armed and twitchy Lone Star officers. Good morning, moron. I'll say, good morning, Detective McCluskey. It's a fine day for police corruption, isn't it? The smirk broadens. That's right, dummy. Keep flapping your jaw. That sort of thing will be perfect for where you're going. Mr. Telestrian wants to meet you in person. He wants to chat about last night's fun and games. You can come along quietly, or you can meet him in a body bag. He smiles wolfishly. Come on, Druck for brains. Make the wrong choice. I'll say, let's get this over with. I have things to do. Damn, I was hoping to bring you in feet first. Oh, the estate. From the floor of the Lone Star Cruiser, you watch the tops of the downtown corridor's office buildings disappear, replaced by the gray overcast over the I-90 bridge. The nylon restraints binding your wrists and ankles, along with McCluskey's whistling onto the radio, make for an unpleasant ride. Half an hour later, the cruiser hits a whisper-smooth patch of road, and a magnificent mansion fills your view. Its design a blend of old-world finery and elvish grace. The car pulls to an abrupt halt, and you're dragged onto the driveway where McCluskey pulls a nasty-looking knife and cuts your bonds. You look up to see you're surrounded by a squad of green-clad ghosts, Special Forces troops from Tangier. Massaging the feeling back into your numb extremities, you prepare to meet the man himself, James Telestrian III. James Telester Ian Licker. The fussy elf with the air of a Victorian butler studies you from your toes to the tips of your pointed ears before he speaks. Mr. Telestrian is expecting you. You will find him in his office. I'll say, thank you, Jeeves. He is not amused. Delighted to be of service. You may wait here for a few moments to gather yourself before you enter Mr. Telestrian's office. Some people find that they need time to prepare themselves before meeting an elf of his stature. However, the upstairs is off limits to you, and the library is occupied at the moment. Do not tarry, though. Mr. Telestrian does not want to be kept waiting long. Alright. What do you think, guys? Should I totally tarry along? Algernon? Fuck are you doing here, sir? There was a twinkle in Algernon's eyes that wasn't there when you spoke at the Seamstresses Union. It is good to see you again. There's much to do. I'll say, what the hell are you doing here? Because that's exactly what I said aloud. I am doing what I do, Okami, providing those in need with the tools they require. Seek me out after you've spoken to James Telestrian. Perhaps I can be of service again. Alright, alright. Oh, he said upstairs is off limits, didn't he? Well, that's exact. Ooh, there's a dragon fireplace. That's fancy. Oh, I literally can't go upstairs. Okay. Guess doesn't matter what I want to do. What's up, kiddo?
Can you have some cereal?
Can you feed the pets first?
I already
You
did.
give them water?
Yeah.
Then you can totally have some cereal. Go for it.
Thank you.
What'd you do with your rice? Also, don't... Child, come here. Cereal on Dad's desk?
Yeah, but then I eat it.
Oh, you did eat it? Okay. Yes, she eats cereal on plates. Whatever makes you happy. I'm not impressed by this guy. Why did it have to wait so long? As you approach, James Telestrian III looks up from the computer screen built into the surface of his desk and assesses you. Calculating and cold, a practiced smile comes across his face. He vibes the kind of rich you don't get from Trivid. It's not the clothing or the trappings or the bow before your betters mansion. It's something else, the feeling that you're being categorized as a resource or a liability or a pawn. So he's Jar Axel. I've been reviewing the results of your visit to my Seattle office last night. I admit they are very impressive. This is the guy they've been talking up so much. He looks like a nerd, right? You have generated a considerable amount of damage to my office complex. Killed or wounded many of my security personnel, and cost my vice president of security his job. In 24 hours, you have accumulated quite a bill with me, ma'am. Ma'am. How do you intend to settle your debt? I mean, I guess it could be Jaraxel if Jaraxel was a nerd. Would you take a check? I understand humor. I do not appreciate it, but I understand its uses. Yours was not a good use of humor, however. It neither charmed me, disarmed the tension, nor infuriated me to the point of providing you with a quick death. Before you attempt any more of your lowbrow monkey shines, I will lay out your tactical situation. Yeah, he's Jaraxel if he was a nerd. You have one piece of information with you which you might use as a bargaining chip in the little time you have left to live. Why you took what you took. I am interested to know why you and your team of criminals fought your way through my security teams up to my private office to access the Matrix and uncover the location of a simple research project. Huh, I'm gonna be honest. I took the Aegis sample to kill giant insect spirits. I find your bluntness somewhat refreshing. He touches a button on the desk. Mr. Quoth, please ask my daughter to join us. Shuck! The young, pretty elf has dark circles under her eyes and a haunted expression. A haunted expression? Guys, I'm a terrible reader. Haunted expression on her face. She recognizes you instantly. I wonder if she did the same thing I did. Marie-Louise Telestrian, it's you. You're the woman who helped me escape from the Universal Brotherhood. How did you get here? Telestrian cuts in quickly. Thank you, Marie-Louise. You have confirmed the identity of your rescuer and given me a reason to forgive her for her trespasses against me. She looks hungry for your help. I'm glad you're here. I'll say, you did well back there. Without you, we'd all be dead. She closes her eyes. Thank you, but I'm not sure that death wouldn't be better than this. I can't sleep at all. I'm afraid that this is a dream and that I'll wake up and still be there with the bugs. You can relax, Marie-Louise. You are safe. It is over. Yeah, those bugs are freaky, man. No, it won't be over till they're all dead. I don't know if you can just kill all the bug spirits, though. You didn't see them. You don't understand. You and those men, you flew in here. All you do is talk. It's just like you form a... It's just like you to form a committee, Father. I knew that someone had to take action. That's why I got Hakeem involved. The already cold exterior of James Telestrian III turns to ice. I see. It was you and your crippled little friend who leaked Aegis to this woman. We will speak of it later, in private. Now then, Okami, there are people I wish you to meet. The committee my daughter alluded to. This is a rare opportunity for a woman of the streets such as yourself. I urge you to behave. We will adjourn to the library. Trying to kill the bugs went so well when Ares tried it. I know, right? I don't remember the details of that, but I know it's bad. Isn't that Chicago? Is that where that happened? Am I thinking of the right lore? Am I thinking of the right information? There's so much Shadowrun lore, and so little access to it. Of course, this is a direct consequence of them attempting to control all the bugs. Which one even worse? Right? There's so much Shadowrun lore. It was Chicago. Okay, I'm remembering things. It was. It's gone now. There's no Chicago in Shadowrun anymore, guys. That's the moral of the story. There's so much lore to Shadowrun, and then both the wiki and the books are so hard to find information within. It's like, oh my god. Well, I don't know about the actual lore books, but the game books are hard to find information in. I would be delighted. I'm playing at a lady now. I don't know if that was sarcasm or not. Just behave. Yes and no, Mr. Telestrian. Yes and no. I know that person! There is a weight in Telestrian's library, a sense of magnitude and of purpose. You are no longer in the presence of mere wealth. You are in the presence of history. I only vaguely know that person, but I recognize him immediately, Django. I can only talk to Telestrian right now. Lady and gentlemen, this is Okami. So unceremonious, just Okami. She is the elf who saved my daughter and the only one who has faced our common enemy in combat. Brackhouse? What does the representative of the great dragon Laufir have to tell us about the magical insect this Shadowrunner uncovered? It's like it's a game that has existed under the ownership of multiple publishers across 2 continents. It was originally created as a sequel to another game that has now been decanonized from Shadowrun, but the references to it all remain. It's like that, isn't it? Brackhouse speaks slowly with a deep, melodious German accent. I'm not doing a German accent, guys. He takes his time, because I'm just going to be insulting if I do it. Laufir's in the house! Whoop whoop! He takes his time, accentuating each word, relishing each vowel and each consonant, tasting them as if they were a delicacy. Hey, he's right here, Laufir. My lord Laufir has witnessed the insect spirit's physical manifestation before, roughly 9,000 years ago. As you are aware, magic ebbs and flows from the earth, cycling from peak to peak over the course of 5,200 years. As the level of magic grows... Harlequin is the person I know of. Hans, dear, I love you, but you could babble on forever, and I believe this time is of the essence. The painted elf addresses you. Okami, is it delighted? The bug you fought was not merely a magically awakened animal like a wyvern or a hydra or anything else in the Sixth World. In fact, it isn't from this world at all. It's the physical embodiment of an insect spirit from another plane of existence. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Laufir East Eam House. I don't do German, guys. I'll say, I imagine that moving from one plane of existence to another isn't easy. Wait, Harlequin and Laufir are in the same room. I can't keep up. You did the German fine. Yay! My German friends would be proud. I only know who Harlequin is because Django told me. Because he was complaining long before I ever started playing Shadowrun that they wasted characters like Harlequin in here. And he told me about Harlequin. I didn't know which game he was in. I knew he was in at least one of them. So I didn't realize it was coming up so fast, though. Correct. Perhaps Das German can tell you all about it at length someday. He's got plenty of time to chit-chat. Now, an insect spirit can't simply thumb a ride through astral space and show up on Earth late for dinner. Dinner in this case being us. Two elements are required to bring one across the void, a shaman and a host. First, the spirit calls upon a shaman, often in dreams. The spirit seduces the shaman with promises of great power. The shaman then accepts the spirit as his totem. Next, the insect spirit requires a suitable host. Are there any other famous names in this meeting? Is this the Justice League of the Sixth World? I think it is, man. I think it really is. The best candidates are the disaffected and the disenfranchised. In short, the weak-willed. Their minds are the most susceptible to suggestion, which is helpful in making the transformation. As you may imagine, these are the sort of people easily attracted to a cult, such as the Universal Brotherhood. I can't imagine. Finally, by performing what has to be a truly disgusting ritual, the shaman serving the insect totem implants the spirit into the host, willingly or not. Then it's feeding time. Flashbacks to that game, oh my god. Harley Quinn is correct. Thank you for writing this in a way that I could kind of German it. The insect spirit will then slowly consume its host while transforming it into the spirit's own insectoid body, thus manifesting itself fully on this plane. You know what? I'm just gonna be an asshole. I don't care. I'm an asshole. What's this have to do with a great dragon and an elf who likes cosmetics? Funny kid, but it's no laughing matter. This is bigger than hunting down an insect shaman or putting a few 9mm rounds into a bug. The initial bugs prepare a nest for the summoning of a queen. Once a nest has its queen, she literally explodes with newly manifested insect spirits. Ugh, they swarm out of the nest, feasting on all the flesh they can find, and implanting more insect spirits into the fresh corpses, and again, and again, and again. The room falls silent as they all consider the scenario, faces grim. Telestrian breaks the silence. This is not an infestation, Okami, it's an invasion. Basically the same thing, but... Checks wiki. Okay, James Telestrian is a big name. Yeah, they really pull on the names here. Like, everyone that has been someone. It's not someone they made up for this game. Well, I'm sure they made up some people for this game, but... Like, Jake Armitage is a person, apparently, in one of the books. I need to read these books. I haven't gotten around to it yet. My Lord Lofear... Is it Lofweir? Lofear? I think it's Lofweir. My Lord Lofweir knew this day would come back... Wow, guys. Oh my god, I am so bad at reading out loud, and I've been out of practice because I haven't been reading Shadowrun. Your rescue of Mr. Telestrian's daughter has exposed this existence of an insect spirit for the first time in this cycle of the world. I'll say, so you're early to the party this time. That gives you the upper hand, right? We are not early, we merely have experience on our side. The insect spirit is only a resident in the transformed host's body. Conventional weapons can hurt the body and expose the spirit, but the spirit itself cannot be destroyed by mundane means. Hence Project Aegis. Air Telestrian's biotechnology and agricultural divisions worked with my Lord Lofweir's thaumaturgical engineers and designed Project Aegis to destroy an insect spirit once it is released from its host. The formula, a fluorescing astral bacteria strain, exists in the physical and astral plane at once and can thus affect the insect spirit. Now that was a mouthful, did you memorize it or are you reading it off in index cards? My director of R&D, Diane Ravenwood, will explain how Project Aegis will be used in the field. Dr. Ravenwood? Like, the last time this many big names in a media franchise were together in one room, Angry Scarlet Witch showed up and it got ugly. Yeah. It's true. Our weapons specialists have rapidly prototyped a delivery device for the fluorescing astral bacteria strain. They've created some prototype launchers which fire Aegis-filled shells. When fired, the shells When fired, the shells discharge a high-velocity stream of the bacteria. In order to destroy one of the bugs, it must first be damaged using the conventional weapons or magic until the spirit is released from the host body. Then the insect spirit must be shot with the Project Aegis prototype launcher to destroy it. So I'll say Aegis is a multi-dimensional bug spray. Crudely put, but accurate. We must stop the Universal Brotherhood from summoning a queen, and we must stop them immediately. You are the only one who has been inside their facility, and the only one who has personally fought these creatures before. That, along with your highly effective assault upon my property, indicates that you are the ideal person to lead the attack. I'll say, what makes you think this Project Aegis will actually work? He grins and his red lipstick catches the light, because it has to. Well, that's good. I'm glad you have that faith, Harlequin. Come on, kid. When fate taps you on the shoulder, you've got to pay attention. Unfortunately, she has the nasty habit of tapping you on the opposite shoulder, so that when you turn around, she's on the other side, giggling like a deranged schoolgirl. I hate that. Enough. Are you willing to undergo this mission, Okami? I'll just say, you had me at killing bugs. Show me how to use Aegis, and I'll get it done. Excellent. He clasps his hand as if seeing the circus for the first time. I love the way the short-lived are willing to die even faster. It's very inspirational. Brockhouse raises his hand and Harlequin's clapping instantly stops. There is one final note, a warning, if you will. You have seen the danger the insects represent, but you have not witnessed the shaman's power. The shaman must tap into a powerful source of magic in order to summon a queen. We do not know what abilities that power source will grant. Beware of the insects, but do not underestimate the shaman. Hey, don't scare the kid, Hansel. We need her to go on the mission. By the by, I'm coming with you, Okami. I wouldn't mind seeing these creatures for myself. I missed him last time. Telestrian will bankroll you so you can hire the rest of the team. Find me when you're ready to go, and we'll bug right out of here. He sighs. Yeah, speak with Harlequin when you're ready to depart. If you wish to acquire additional supplies for your mission, find my assistant Quoth. He is highly resourceful. 8 karma! Woo! Who am I talking to hire people? We do not allow many opportunities during our briefing for you to ask questions, Shadowrunner. You may ask them now. How did the insect spirits get here? When the membrane between planes thins, the insect spirits... Hello, Elvis! Question. Any people I know something about... I think this is one of Django's complaints about this game. Actually, what I was... is they get these people here and then they're just kind of lame. That's why I'm playing this game first. Also came out first. I've only played a bit of the other one, and I like it a lot better so far, but I'm starting it over again when I get to it. How's it going, Elvis? When the membrane between planes thins, the insect spirits reach into the mind of a shaman and begin their manipulation, playing on weaknesses and offering unlimited power if the ritual is needed to bring the spirits here are performed. But once a shaman takes on an insect spirit as a totem, they begin the inevitable decline into insanity, slowly losing their humanity. I guess all RPG universes are the same. High-level quest givers hiring severely underqualified strangers to spend weeks doing tasks that could bang out themselves in 20 minutes. Building overcomplicated miniatures? You never. One second. I want to change one thing here about my stream elements overlay because it's bothering me that everyone's the same color. Eh. Eh? Eh. There we go. If you just say miniatures overcomplicated is implied. Okay. That should be good. You aren't wrong, Wodos. Well, that's not true. Some of them are pretty easy. I don't know for sure yet, but I'm planning to work on the coups tomorrow. They're still looking pretty good. I think they look even better now that they've dried properly. This one is complicated by my standards. That's pretty complicated. But look how awesome he looks. Look how Scottish he's doing. I'm very pleased with this. I can't wait to work on the tartans tomorrow night. I don't know exactly what time, but I have issues with their characterization of Lofir, by the way. He's way too menacing a personage to give such dry info dumps. Oh, this is Hans Brockus. Brackhaus? Brackhaus? I don't know how to pronounce German names. But he is Hans. He just serves Lofir. I'll say, if Lofir had seen this before and knew another was coming, why didn't he move faster? Based upon the previous cycles of magic, the first insects are not due to appear for another 700 years. My lord Lofir believed he was well ahead of schedule. Something is different this time. It is concerning. Why do you think it's different this time? Perhaps it is due to the population of humans and metahumans on Earth being so much higher than in previous ages. As a result, the volume of magic created by sentient beings is correspondingly higher. Or perhaps it is the density of the population coupled with the advances of society and technology that has altered things. Magic has never returned to a world like this one before. The density of sentient creatures, coupled with the density of information, coupled with a new concept, the technological presence of memory, or persistence of memory, heightens a society's existential angst. Thus, more people realize how truly horrible existence is simultaneously. That in itself may be a form of magic. Lofir is studying the question now. That was pretty wordy. What's it like to serve a great dragon? The German man's eyes narrow. Do not misconstrue my relationship with Lord Lofir. I do not serve. Oh, okay. Then explain it to me. Or don't. Whatever you want. Where do the insect spirits come from? As the level of magic in the Sixth World grows, for lack of a better word, the distance between the various planes of reality decreases. When the membrane between the planes is thin enough, ritual magic may be used to draw beings from one to another. The dragon might disagree. Does he mean they're banging? Because that's what it would mean in D&D. Seriously, captions. Are you high? What's up, kiddo?
I just wanted a hug.
You wanted a hug? What?
Hug.
What?
Hug.
You can't have a hug. You can't have a hug. Come here, hug me.
No.
You don't want to be seen? Okay. Oh my god. Don't tell her that. Okay, I keep playing around with these chat bubbles. I'm testing them, so I apologize in advance. I'm going to constantly be changing these throughout the night, just depending on what I like better. She failed her stealth check. Badly. I think I like this one better, so I'm going to do this. Just testing it out. All day, every day. I haven't saved it a bit. I'm going to do that now. Oh, I got lots of karma. Testing. Okay, okay. know if I like that as much, but we'll see. We'll see. Gotta test them out before I know. I like that one better than the last one. I think I do too. I might want it to go to the left though, instead of the right, but we'll see. Shit, where am I? There I am. Algernon. How do I hire people? Did I miss that part? May provide spells, spirit foci, or fetishes. Show me what you got. I've got 29,000 yen, not bad. Chi casting. I'd rather just attack first. I want to see what it looks like when you have the actual... Oh, it looks good. I may... I don't know. I'm all over the place today, guys. I apologize. Okay. Make my strength. Oh yeah, I like the way that looks much better. It's much easier to read, I find. Okay. Oh my god, strength. I thought I was hitting strength. It's a good thing I can read. Okay. Wait till I do my thing. I don't know how to edit that. Where's cloth? I was listening, it sounds bad. Yep. Thank you for everything. I was like, piece of cake. I don't think so, but thanks for the reassurance. You look like you have a question. Why were you locked up at the Universal Brotherhood? Father didn't approve of my boyfriend and tried to scare him off. Something went wrong and Hakeem ended up in a wheelchair. Father covered the whole thing up and lied to me about Hakeem. He told me horrible things. Her jaw clenches, and I believed him. My Aunt Lynn told me the truth about Hakeem and how my father lied. She preyed upon my anger. I was so disgusted with him, it was easy for her to get me to leave and join her new family at the Universal Brotherhood. What did Lynn Telestrian and the Universal Brotherhood want with you? Aunt Lynn was very excited to have me there, almost manic. She talked about the inner circle and how I was going to be at its center. She said I would be their queen. The way she spoke, it's as if she'd seen God or something. Her eyes close and she hugs herself tightly. But it's not God she sees, it's bugs. Only bugs. Was it Hakeem who helped you in the Matrix? She smiles, in love. Must protect all Shadowrun love. Yes, even after my father ruined his life and convinced me to hate him, he's still been watching over me. My angel in cyberspace, Baron Samdi. After we escaped, I told Hakeem about the Brotherhood and about the bugs. It was his idea to steal Project Aegis so you could go back into the Universal Brotherhood and exterminate the bugs. But I don't know how he knew about it. Baron Samdi just knows things. So what did Hakeem tell you about us breaking into your father's office? Nothing. I haven't spoken to him since last night. Why? What happened? I'll say it went as planned until your father's people found me and brought me in. Of course it went as planned. Hakeem is amazing in the Matrix. I'm sure I'll hear from him soon. Say I should go. Yep, she's a young doof. Am I just blind? Am I missing Quaff? Where do I hire people? Oh, he's over here. In addition to the Aegis loaded launchers we will provide, I am authorized to outfit you with anything from weapons to supplies to clothing. Show me the outfits. Ooh. What's my armor now? 4? Okay. Street monk outfit. I don't think you people. I think you go with the strike team. He said he's giving me money to hire the rest of the people, though, Janko. That's why I'm confused. Yeah, I can totally wear that. I'm gonna go with this one. Ooh, I like it. Show me the gear. Oh, a cool sword! Oh, a dragon sword! Okay, cool. So I got all my stuff now, but how do I... Is Algernon how I hire people? Was I just blind? I'll save beforehand. I want health packs. Did I miss those from them? Oh god, guys. Consumables. There we go. Got enough grenades already. Should be plenty. Yeah, health packs are way more important. Alright. Okay, so I guess I'll save and give this a go. I have a few questions first. I don't really. Let's just go. I thought you'd never ask. I suppose you should know, Telestrian's technicians only had time to create a few prototype Aegis launchers. I'll be taking one naturally, another is for you, treat her well. If you want additional bug-splattering power, James has agreed to allow one of his personal elite guard to accompany us with the final prototype weapon. And now let us away. We have a date with Destiny, and she doesn't like to be kept waiting. Ah, here we go. I knew there was more people. What has he got? Oh, he's got lots of healing, so we don't need healing now. Bringing Coyote everywhere, because she's cool. Legit question, Django. Do I need a hacker? Or does it matter? My assumption is to always bring a decker. I really like Grim Peeper. But I don't think I need one. I should probably bring the go. Yeah, I was gonna say I should probably bring the Tangier guy. Let's go. So he's got the same sword as me. Okay. You got no good. We got lots of health packs. I do right here. Got my sword and the rifle. I tend to use my fists, so. Alright, let's do this. Oh, skills. I want to check my skills. I haven't been able to figure out how to change this out for this thing I have, but. Because I gained a skill that I don't seem to be able to use. So I don't know if I didn't understand how it works, but we'll just get going. It doesn't matter. The hunt begins. You return to the Universal Brotherhood as anything but subtle. The team hits the same back door Coyote found and you storm through, quickly making your way into the restricted area and the room where you met Jessica. First encountered the bug. You stand there together, listening to the sounds of chittering coming from somewhere distant. Harlequin stares into the darkness, humming tunelessly while fingering the sword in his hip. Then he turns, lifts his Aegis launcher to his lips, and gives it a kiss. You give the signal, and the hunt begins. Why is he weird? 1 second. There we go. Harlequin? I will look at his stats momentarily. I can't actually see his stats here, so I'll just confirm. Wait. Oh my god. I haven't equipped. Always add the Mac in after if I want to. Alright, confirm. That side door you found last time you were here was helpful. We avoided all those Universal Brotherhood spa cult yahoos. Telestrian was right. You're a real value add. Harlequin grins a wide, predatory grin, both sets of his pearly white teeth offset by the livid red lipstick around his mouth. Now the fun begins. Wait, I have some questions. Of course you do. I'll say, if you won't tell me who you are, will you at least tell me what you can do? See this sword? It's the same one I have. It's kind of hard to miss. I can stick people with it. Pretty good, too. I also have one of those telestrophweir magical bug eradicating launchers like the rest of you. That it? Is that not enough? Beyond the tattoos that adorn my face, I have a recent addition in a place that only those closest to me will ever see. It's a dragon. Don't tell Hans. Oh, and I am a powerful mage as well. I forgot that. How do we kill an insect spirit again? Need a little reminder? Step 1. Damage the bug using conventional weapons and magic until the spirit is released from the host body. Step 2. Shoot the insect spirit using the Project Aegis launcher shells Telestrian's people created. Step 3. Creep shooting until either the spirit is destroyed or you are bug food. Now, here's the tricky part. If we don't destroy the spirit fast enough, the spirit will re-enter the host, reanimate it, and rejuvenate it back to its full health. We call it the 3 R's of buggery. You didn't mention that before. I didn't want to scare you. What can we expect to find down here? You know as much as I do on that account. You have actually seen one of those anatomical, synergetic, transviatical dwellers in darkness. I have not. However, based on your recent reconnaissance, I would expect to find deranged cultists, deranged priests, a deranged shaman, and a shit ton of giant bugs. Ah. I'm ready. I'm ready. And very hydrated. Okay, let's look at this guy's stats. This way. Maybe? No. This way? Yes. What? It's not that impressive. Is it? No, it's a bit impressive. Okay, it's 9 strength instead of 6. Wait a second! Oh, that's what you're saying. They're pathetic. Yeah, I was gonna say, they're not that good. I mean, I suppose they're kind of good in that I don't think you can go above 6 without special stuff, can you? Or is that only 6th edition? Oh, I don't want to be him. I guess I'm gonna beat him. I suppose I'm everybody. I'm gonna go stab this guy. Play on all stat casts and RPGs. Oh, she's... I don't want him to use his launcher. He should be using this. He's supposed to be initiated so many times no one knows the number. Yeah, I know, like... That's a big deal. Oh! Yeah, if I want stat caps, I'll play 2nd edition D&D. Ooh, 13. Ooh, my stuff's gone up. Nice. I missed, though. Yeah! Wow, Harlequin. Wow. There we go. You're supposed to be the best of us. I guess we're going in here. Oh, he's wounded. I should probably heal him. Oops. Next turn. And now that you grouped up, the door opens and someone casts Fireball, right? Fall back to the elevated one. Go right to the elevated one. Okay. Why does it only have one thing left? Oh, he was waiting. Wow, guys. I'm gonna go punch this guy in the butt. There we go. Switch back to reload guns so I don't shoot people. Oh no. You shouldn't shoot people. Why not? You should stab them. With bullets. I am stabbing them with bullets. Stop her here. Expected the ghost to have better movement than me, but I guess not. She's still out of... Time to Dragon Sword. If you can't tell the difference, you don't deserve guns. Oh, fuck. No, I wanted to stab this guy. Okay. Wow. Coyote. Ooh. Ooh. This looks like community theater production of Starship Troopers. It's accurate. Nice. An attempt to switch guns. I hope I don't shoot anybody. Thank goodness. What? Oh! So am I... Just when in doubt, use the shotgun. Did I understand it correctly? Do I only shoot them with the guns now? Until they're dead? Or once I've shot them with the gun, I can hit them by normal means? Because I don't want to waste bullets if I only have so many. Okay, so I only can hurt them with the bioguns in this form. Oh, fuck. Oh, reload. Kitty can't do shit right now, so I guess she'll end her turn. What? What did... Oh, I'm so stupid. My men may rest, and ships may lie at anchor. My foes know full well that big guns never tire. This is me. I'll save my thing for later. Overwatch? Is it go from Overwatch? prep spells while people are doing stuff. That was dumb. I should have given it to Akami. Alright, so... Oh shit, no, it's from a character in Warhammer 40k. There's a rule in the game called Big Guns Never Tire. Didn't know it's from something spoken by one of the settings characters. Nice! Yeah! You're dead! So glad that works. Now I get it. Really, Peridot? I've already opened the door. Too late. I heard Jupe say Big Guns Never Tire, which is never heard outside of 40k, and I thought I was having a stroke or something. Yeah, I don't quote 40k, because I don't know any of that stuff. This guy keeps not attacking, because I use up all his attacks. Would you stop? Oh shit, they're all right there. Peridot! You've been given water and shit. Chill. Reload. I thought I already reloaded last turn. Oh, I did, and then I did stuff. This is the furthest I can get right here. Oh, let's switch to sword and kill this guy. So much for putting your aim up, buddy. You're gonna take on these guys. Coyote. Ugh. 26 damage! Okay, okay. I'm gonna come punch you. And then Harlequin heal me, because I feel like you can do better. Five! Why did I have you do this, sir? Ugh. Fucking dick. Oh, is this guy still alive? Fuck you. I thought I killed him already. It's the greatest mage of all time, my ass. I know, right? Can't even heal me more than I had him do it because every time I tried to heal myself, it was pointless. Alright, I'll be so glad. Oof. Alright, so I'm gonna give myself a healing pack because he was useless. Oh. My killing hands are useless! Give him the gun, and you're gonna shoot this guy. go. I'm just gonna have a reload. Let's switch him to his launcher. Okay, you're dead. Switch you to your launcher. Missed! This is bullshit. That's right. Displaying a map of the UCAS, Chicago is listed as a priority. Is Chicago still alive? Or is this before Chicago got massacred? I suppose Chicago's still there, just not as a functional city. This is before. Okay. Safety save. Okay, I'm gonna make sure everyone's gathered up before I... Oh, that's a 0 reload. Okay. Pile of broken bodies, the bones look twisted and their jaws hang open, seemingly in terror. Ugh. Okay, so far no bugs. So far. I'm sure they're on their way. There they are! Call me. I'm gonna heal you, sir. No, I can't. Okay, well, fuck. First, I'm gonna healing hands. Then I'm gonna heal myself. Then I'm gonna take my fists. No, I guess that wasn't line of sight. So if I just run up and punch him, I'd be able to do it like I thought. Okay. But healing myself is also good. Sure, you heal him 10. Coyote, you're gonna come over here. Chicago still exists post-bugs, but it's now a lawless outlaw town because UCIS abandoned it. They've been slowly regaining control, but it's still largely in a state of anarchy. I mean, yeah, I'd abandon it too, honestly, in their shoes. Probably shouldn't try shooting through the wall. Yeah, I'm gonna end my turn right there, which is a bad idea. Oh, fuck, wrong thing. I thought I'd already switched it. My bad. Ugh. Ugh. Ah! Ah! I don't think I can heal anyone right now. Nope. Hi, Peridot. No, you can't. Heal yourself. Just have time to wait for them. There we go. Oh no! Alright, Akami shall switch to this thing. So shitty on ammo. Nice, nice. This is Coyote. She's gonna shoot the crap out of him, maybe. There we go. Oh shit, are you bringing reinforcements, bud? That was a run on damage. Get it there. Okay, so Akami is gonna switch to this gun. It's a terrible spot to be, I just realized. Ooh, 14 damage. Okay, and... Wow. 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 That was brutal. Should only wounded 14. I'm just end the turn. Oh no, don't run away, biatch! Okami. You fucking kidding me right now? Oh. Wasn't trying to be her. Thought I still had another turn left. Yeah! Whew. Reload. Okay. Should check to see if I need to reload, but I didn't check. Into the depths. The cold, utilitarian facilities of the Brotherhood's private areas break away and degenerate into sprawling subterranean tunnels. Tunnels that were not crafted by the hands of man. The air is foul with the smell of decaying flesh and something else. A rank, stinging acid bite that hits noses and eyes hard. Wet, squirming noises echo throughout the tunnels, punctuated by low moans and the occasional gasp, for what you can't tell. One thing you can tell, though, Aegis works. You shoulder your launcher and keep going. We continue on down in the belly of the beast. Perhaps you could Perhaps you should construct an epic poem about our adventure here. It would not be the first written about me, to be sure. I shall consider it. Now onward! You hear him muttering rhymes to himself as he walks. So much less movement than we do. Oh, hi. Okay. Oof. Oh god, there's another one. I'm gonna go get something to eat. You be on a mile of Jeep until the game is done, I think. I have a feeling I'm gonna keep going until I beat it this time. Today. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Oh, she's immune, thankfully. No, it's her. Fuck. I thought it was still being him. Gotta pay more attention to that shit. Fuck. Dun 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 dun. Oh shit. I thought he was dead. Okay. More shotguns. I know, right? Nice, nice. Not really anything they can do right now until that thing comes up. Oh. Oh, Harlequin, come on. You're supposed to be amazing. With reload times, it's a huge deal if you miss. There we go. This ghost guy's got it. Maybe miss less often then? I don't have control over that, Elvis. I take the action. It's in the hands of the dice at that point. Random observation. If I didn't already know what the German names of dragons like Nebelhair and Dunkelzahn meant in English, reading the automatic English translations of the German Shadowrun wiki would be a bit confusing. Well, you should. Get Goose, damn it. And also Noxmeister. What? Oh, I am sorry. I didn't even mean to pinch you, kitty. Are you okay? Oh, I pinched the Perry with my... She was laying and I went to go adjust to my chair. She got pinched between the arm of my chair on the desk. Oh, poor kitty. Are you okay? He's okay. You'll be okay. It's like, don't tell me if I'm okay. That's only I can decide that. I don't know what those words mean. You'll have to tell me later. Oh, hi! Overwatch! Here you go, Elvis. More shotguns for you. You know what's even better? Fuck! Her turn's done. That's not better. She's about to get fucked up. Oh no! They're mages! Geek the mage! Okay. +5. It's so shitty. Okay. Alright, fine. I'll just Dragon Sword him. Here's what I meant to do earlier. While they're all bunched up. He only has those 2 guns. They're all bunched up for Fireball. Oh, okay. You should heal up. Okay, okay. That's better. Oh, shit. Oh, we got karma points to spend. Apparently. My willpower a bit. Not my strength. Now I'm gonna save. I just suddenly hulked out in the middle of the match. Or in the middle of the match, in the middle of this game, this fight. I'm just like, "Whoa!" He's the bait right now. Oh, they're behind us! Okay, focus on one at a time. Oh god, these are terrifying. Focus one at a time, though. Missed! Terrifying is what bugs. Oh. And then there's Hushlick Ugly. Terrifying is what bugs do. That's all they do. I know, right? I'm gonna get rid of this fucker because he's scarier looking. Ugh! Oh god! Spread out! Spread out! Okay, back in a bit. Oh, I thought you already left. Okay. Lurk. I like the little monkey. Okay, I want to make sure I'm hitting the right thing. I wish I could... Because that appears to be the... Okay. Okay, good. It's the right one. Quinn. You sword this biatch in the face. Oh, I should probably heal myself. Is there a heal? Oh, hello, Mr. Gunny. How's it going? Okay. She probably doesn't want to be in the middle of all this, but... Oh my... It's in front of you, man. How's it going today, Mr. Gunny? What's up? Ah! Alright, let me reload my special gun. Good. Reload. He's got a turn, so I'm gonna switch to his sword. That's right, she missed him. He was pretty far away. Oh my gosh. Come on, Ghost Man. There we go. Oh, that's rough. Oh, okay. Heal you, because we're all hurting right now. Oh, now you do a shit ton. Seriously? Ugh. Let's get you in here. Well, that was stupid of me. Oh well. Okay, so... That's what I thought. Alright, so I will... There we go. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. She can't do anything right now. There we go. Okay, still got 3. Oh, hi. It really bothers me that they don't show you that. Oh, I'm so glad I got a Doc Wagon trauma kit. What? It's a line of sight? Oh, fuck you. That shouldn't have gotten me. Ugh. Ah. Alright, well, let me heal myself. I should start using the sword. Rather than waste a turn doing killing hands as much as I love it. I normally wouldn't care, but... Cody's so cool. Not that it matters now. A locked safe has both card reader and data jack. I don't have decking. Premium medkit, nice. So this will be the same thing. Yeah, leave safe alone. Door unlocked. That's probably just a huge ass stash. I don't think you have hacking. Okay, I'll come over here. No, okay, no one does. No one has it. Okay, I'm definitely gonna save before we go down another level. Oh, okay, I thought it was on her. Apparently not. Confirm. Oh, confirm. The Bug Shaman. A rhythmic thrumming punctuates the air, passing through you, vibrating your lungs and your chest and making it hard to breathe. It's an electricity that makes the hair on your skin stand up in protest. Ahead you hear the sounds of chanting, accented by the moist wriggling of larvae. There are low rumbles too, stone on stone. The sense of imminence is everywhere. Something is coming and it has to be stopped. Yes, kitty, hi. Oh, we're on to story things right now. Oh, hello. I am gonna, because it seems like this is a big deal, I'm gonna take a brief burb, and I shall BRB. That's what a burb means. Oh, do it again.
Oh my god.
Fallen Wyvern said my ROFL copter goes swa 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 swa. King Potato said planes go away and boats go drip drip.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, one more.
Oh.
One more.
King Potato said the ting goes skrrrot. pap pap ka 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 skidiki pap pap, and a poo 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 gurabunsia. Poo 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 doom doom plum plum. You done now.
Jeebus!
Are you coming in here, Charm? Thank you very much.
She's right here for you guys. No, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, she's trying to, sir.
I like the little laugh.
I love
That was
this
terrifying!
doctor
Oh my god! Doctor laughing. What the fuck? Oh my god. I was not expecting that. What is this shit? Oh my god. It happened. Wow, your hat is so big. Man, look at that cat. Wow. Am I in a garden? Is this a boat? Or in water? Oh, this is wild. Catch this. I was in the ground. It was in the ground with me. See ya. I have a mushroom person on my boat now? This is amazing. I've always wanted a myconid friend. I'm gonna feed you so much food. Have a cherry like I feed everybody. I'm not hungry? That's weird because I'm always very hungry, but not now for some reason. Did you give me food recently? That might be why. Can I hug you? Oh my god, it's so cute! Oh wow, you're good at this. Stanley! Stanley the myconid. That's what I'm calling him. This is the best thing to ever happen to my life. Look at him run! Oh my god, I love this guy! Oh, Jeeves. Well, I've, as far as I'm concerned, I've now beat the game. I can stop playing. This kid needs some swimming lessons. Thank you also for the Lurkosh. Can someone also give Jay a shout out? Yep, nothing like jumping on the dead bodies of your possible comrades. I have no idea what's going on here. I just know this place is spoopy. And there's traps everywhere. Oh, RPD.
And his nemesis.
You don't pursue
Oh,
it.
no, I just heard zombies outside the window. It's not necessarily him.
That says that to me every time I walk by that window. I'm always like,
Lethal
oh
pursuit.
god, nemesis.
Lethal pursuit.
Good old lethal pursuer. Ah! It's Hospital Mike! I think it's Josh! Guys, I think it's Josh! It's Hospital Michael! And he's got a pipe!
I'll just try and do slower sweeping.
Ah, Aronson! Ah! She was just behind us! Holy shit! Oh no! Ah! Ah!
But I can hear you in my head.
Ooh.
Her voice. It's back.
Oh, shit.
If they title the
Don't
next
suppose
game
you're the one that
series,
gets in the
it's
hatch.
gonna be me, so help me. That's boundless kindness. You get out, which gives you 2 mind as you escape the diner maze, but you lose 3 stamina for all your blood loss shooting dead. Something's wrong. You run out of food and starve. The The vultures go to town on your body, gobbling you up ass first. At least you finally got your ass eaten. Right by the circus.
He's trying to go as fast as he can too.
Feels so dumb. I cannot. Oh, there it is.
It looks so dumb.
Cronenberg Medical Supplies. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Never shopping there. I am definitely never going to a medical supply place called Cronenberg Medical Supplies. Don't do it, Morty. Just don't do it. Oh, man. Yep, that's what I thought. How do I get past there? I missed something back here. Dark, guys. Dark. So I was marking moments I want to cap, like, take screen, like... Ah! Come back! Yeah, I realized that I just couldn't figure out how to set the tripwire until I remembered the dead bodies.
My arrow finds its mark.
But I'm gonna say there's a river of blood behind me. Touch her if you dare.
Hold! Bloody hold!
Did that guy just jump off the cliff?
Kill the warden! Now!
Did that guy seriously just dive off the cliff rather than fight me? Oh, that's amazing. Like, I'm not blind. That's what just happened, right? There we go. Wow, these queue times. I have a gift. I really do have a gift.
I know. I'm just.
Oh, hi, Ghostface. Oh, I'm back. I am back. Make sure everything's up and running. Sorry, that took longer than I expected. Minnie Jupe needed some assistance. She bumped her head on the stairs. She is my child, and that she bumps her head on things and stubs her toe all the time. It's brutal. Alright. There we go. So we're about to do this end here. You still here, Django, or did you pass out? I see you're still green. I'm stalking you. Oof, this isn't unsettling at all. Jessica appears. I'm still here. Hey! Oop, shoot. Shoot. My stool moved. Yeah. Yeah. Jessica appears to be in the throes of a violent trance or mild seizure, a manic state brought on by the terrible energies she is attempting to conduct. Okami, stop! The queen approaches! The vessel, the summoning, we cannot be disturbed. I'm sure she just found another vessel. They all say there's no vessel, so I'm gonna say... I'll say your vessel is gone. This is over, Jessica. Jessica's eyes roll back in her head. Whatever magic she is channeling is fast approaching a crescendo. Lynn speaks in her place. You may have taken Marie Louise, our chosen, but another Telestrian will take her place. I give myself willingly. I will be host to our queen and the mother of a new world. So you've seen what these things do, Lynn. This queen will devour our... I will devour you, body and soul. Harley Quinn makes an exaggerated grimace, and then crap out a few billion young. Blech. No, I will become a perfect being. Through me and through my sacrifice, a new age will begin. When Jessica speaks next, her eyes have a disturbing sharpness. Her words are echoed by Lynn in a manner that suggests a connection beyond their shared zealotry. The hive has no thought beyond hunger, no goal beyond reproduction. We are one. Oh, I'm gonna see if this will work. I really like "Then You'll Die" as a one-liner, but Sam had a hunger too, didn't he, Jessica? This seems to throw her off. What? You said it yourself. Sam had appetites. All that mattered to him was his next fix. Vile appetites. Appetites he couldn't control, and he died for them. Because I willed it. Yes, but why? There is more to it than just your mother. The hum of magical energy permeating the room seems to quiet. She's listening. You came under the thrall of those creatures long before you knew your mother's death. The Brotherhood, they were a family to me. Yes, and they had already freed you from your old life, so why come back? Why kill Sam? She falters. I had to, for what he did, what he had become. You said Sam represented a sickness in the world, but I think he represented the sickness in you. You're trying to confuse me. You saw a wrongness in yourself and you projected it onto Sam. No, he was your brother, Jessica, your twin, don't you see? Jessica falls quiet. She bows her head. I'm sorry. But there's no turning back. I cannot undo what's been done, and I cannot stop what's to come. Jessica's body then suddenly spasms, arching her back and nearly lifting her off her feet. She lets loose a scream, falling somewhere between elation and agony. The queen is near. Oh, I gotta go kill you and stop this. I want to check something, actually. I think it is worth it for me to cast Killing Hands. Oh, well, that's great, Harley Quinn. You're the worst. Put them right between a bunch of insect pillars. She's drawing power from that thing. Okay. Okay, so simple. Can't target her now. Okay. The fuck? There we go. So we can't hit her. It's just not happening. Oh, God. Alright, so it's Okami's turn. That was one thing I was wondering. Ah, fuck. Okay. So I'll have Coyote on the pillars then. Where's the other one? There's another one somewhere nearby. It's a stationary object. Oh, it's closed, so it's immune now. Can I shoot it with this, though? That's immune to everything, okay. There it is. I hate the shadows and shading. I was like, I know there's one somewhere. I can't find it without moving. Oh, she gotta reload. Nice. Well, you can at least shoot her. While we're waiting. So there's one over there now. Okay. Reload. What? Biatch! god. Okay. Yeah, I think so too. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be punching her anymore anyway until that's done. Actually, I suppose you should come over here and kill those. Really? Ugh. Wow. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Before she can heal herself. Oof. Didn't think that would hit, but... Oh. Okay. shit, I wanted to have him heal himself. Okay, so there's one left to do that with. Forgot about that point. Okay. Nice. Miss. Nice. I'll shoot her while I'm here. Got nothing else to do with my time. Oh! I thought it was hit. Fuck. Love when that happens. Apparently only got one turn. That's okay. Wow, guys. The worst. Oh, really, she needs to reload. What? There we go. Okay. Wow. You have ruined everything! Okay, bye! I'm gonna do the rest of the forms? Okay, I can do that. Oh! Rough. Okay. He hasn't been healed in a while. I'll heal him next. Her healing hands are still... Her killing hands are still killing. Okay. I gotta reload. And my hand shifted. That is fine. Nothing the character can do but investigate for me. Ugh, fuck. Should have had her stay. Didn't realize he was out of his form. Silly rookie mistakes. Okay. Yeah. She went this way. She had her turn, I guess. Okay. The once beautiful Jessica Watts is a hollow shell of her former self. Her skin is pale, her lips are ashen, and her eyes are sunken in her skull. It is more than her body's reaction to the physical damage she sustained or the strain of channeling magical power from another plane of existence. There is something missing from her now. It's gone, my link to the Queen. She's abandoned me, expelled me. Unworthy. So it had to be done. The nest would have overrun the city if we hadn't stopped you. She shakes her head weakly, her body slumped as if it might fold itself into the ground. You don't understand. There are nests everywhere, in every major city. It's only a matter of time. Tears run down her face. Oh God, what have I done? And Sam, I'm so sorry, Sam. I'm gonna go with death would be too quick a punishment. You're gonna pay for what you've done. Take her with you. I understand. Out of the shadows. You emerge from the Universal Brotherhood chapter house, momentarily blinded by the bright lights of the Lone Star perimeter surrounding the exit. Despite the clean night air, the stench of ichor and decay clings to you, a smell that may never fully go away. You drop your Aegis-filled shotgun, and it's quickly spirited away by one of Telestrian's minions. Weapons are slowly lowered as you step out onto the street, the order coming from Detective McCluskey himself. You can see James Telestrian just nearby, pulling his strings. It's over, Jessica. Watts has been dealt with, and Sam has his justice. The dead man's deed is done. All you need now is to make a phone call, and it ends. I thought I'd still have to fight things or something. We'd kill the queen or something. And after we broke up the ritual, Okami chased Jessica into a small chamber where she was cornered by a couple of buggers. Guess they weren't impressed by her with her performance. They were about to eat her. And Okami says something like, "I won't let them eat you, Jessica. You're coming with me. You're going to pay for what you've done." It was very dramatic. Then we cast the bugs. And then we slaughtered the bugs and handed her over to the UCAS FBI. They're going to want to have a long talk with her about the Universal Brotherhood. So this nest is cleaned out and your cousin Lynn is being transported to a mental hospital for observation. James assesses you with a newfound respect. Very clean. I believe our test of Project Aegis was a success, Okami. Herr Brackhaus is having it weaponized now for distribution to knight-errant forces. The authorities are going to have a great many questions about this incident, and I will need to provide details. The Universal Brotherhood has a great many chapter houses, and they must be dealt with immediately. What will happen next? That is for others to determine, people other than you. Still, you have turned in a yeoman's effort, and regardless of your obvious flaws, you are deserving of a reward. Wow. Ouch. What would you ask of me? I hear you have an opening for a new VP of security. I don't know, chat, what do we think? I hear you have an opening for a new VP of security. Not much, just McCluskey's badge. Or I want to get paid real money. I have to think of what kind of character this is. I feel like she doesn't want any of that bullshit, and she just wants to get paid and get her money. But she's also, in my opinion, like, what would Okami do? What would Okami do? Yeah, but he's corrupt. He's been a dick. She wants to punch him in the nards. He hasn't done anything that goes against Okami's stuff, though. Not enough to warrant that, though. Yeah, let's just get paid. Even corrupt Dick Nard's gotta eat. He smiles, a nice smile. Fuck you! I would expect no less from you. Mr. Quoth, please place a suitable bonus on our friend's cred stick. A bonus of such size that additional negotiations are unnecessary. I have no interest in furthering our relationship. Yes, sir. He takes your cred stick and slots it into his PDA. Looks like you two are best buddies now. Okay. What, is that the game? Am I done? I talk to people. Is this the end credits on Dragon Age where you talk to everybody? The painted elf is watching the scene unfolding around the Universal Brotherhood with a grimace. Well, kid, it's been fun, but I've seen everything I care to see today. I'm gonna get out of here. Is there a problem? He gestures at the crowd as he speaks. Look around. Note the members of the press being shuffled away by Universal Brotherhood spokespeople to get a private briefing. The Brotherhood is connected. A damage control team is probably on the way right now. I'll say, does the press really matter? Because important people know about it, like a great dragon or a billionaire industrious elf? Let me show you something. He nods his head toward James Telestrian. Note the expression on the UCAS FBI agent speaking to Telestrian. Dismissive, isn't it? That's because there's no love lost between the UCAS and the Tier Tangier. Tangier? I'm saying Tangier. They're not going to trust what he's telling them, and frankly, I have no idea what he's telling them. James plays his own game, always has. I'll say, do you trust him? No, I'm not going to say that. I think the FBI is stupid enough to ignore this. So do you trust him? No, just like I don't trust you. Don't take it personally, kid. You shouldn't trust me either. I've been manipulating runners like you for years. I'm manipulating you right now. You just don't know my game yet. Let's continue the dance. I have one more to show you. I gotta get paid. The ski mask way. He points at someone in the crowd and smiles. The man sees him pointing and smiles back. That guy there, he's with Ares Macro Technology. Enormous megacorp, ridiculously powerful. They've been sniffing around Project Aegis for quite a while now. Clearly they have an agenda that's just starting to unfold. He gives the Ares man the finger. The man smiles and returns the gesture. Government, media, business, all working to ensure the truth stays hidden. So it's a massive conspiracy. I wish it was. In a way, it's worse. It's a series of conspiracies, conflicting agendas, and petty jealousies, all building upon, feeding upon, and excreting into an unending web of dreck that people wade through every day and call it life. If there was one Dark Lord controlling everything and we could drive a magic sword through his heart to free the world, that would be grand. Such clarity, such focus. Alas. So what's the lesson in all of this? That I did it all for nothing? He laughs. Just the opposite, schmuck. The lesson is this. The game is rigged. The cards are stacked. The dice are loaded. It's the same as it always was. Every cycle, people in power exert power. Little people cower in their homes, think what they're told to think, and buy whatever product will help them forget how horrible their lives are for another day. And that's why we don't play their fragging game. We don't swallow their Drex sandwich and politely ask for another. It's why we run the shadows. That's where real life is, kiddo. Reality's living in the places no one wants you to see. Where's Air Brackhouse? I thought he'd be here too. He flew back to Berlin. All sorts of things brewing there. He was very impressed with you, though. It could probably turn into work someday, but I'd forget about him if I were you. Never make a deal with the dragon, kid. They're playing a different game entirely. Okay, seriously, who are you? A friend. Until I need you for something, then I'm a bastard. Okay, this guy's Jar Axel. See you around, Harlequin. Fuck you, McCluskey. McCluskey's alternating between trying to look important and trying to avoid actual work. What are you looking at, Tube? What does this mean? Just spoke to Mr. Telestri and said you got your lieutenant's badge. Did he get his lieutenant's badge? Yeah, her Brackhouse loves love here in the same sense of Peter Parker is Spider-Man's photographer. I'll say nothing, just some asshole. Oh, okay. Why did I talk to you then? Coyote, I love you! Guess that's it, huh? You captured Sam's killer and now he'll get his justice. So it was a little more involved than I expected. She looks back at the Universal Brotherhood. Just a little. Coyote grins. First time. Well, I'm gonna grab Paco, head back to the Union, maybe watch a trade or something. I could use a long shower too, after that. I'll say, back to destroying the Beetle trade. Nah, like I said, that's over. I'm gonna take care of Gino, get him back to health, but no more Storm and BTL labs. Good to hear. That last place was run by the Yakuza, and they're not going to forget you. I didn't realize I was scratching it. That's it. Oof. It's gonna be leaking now. Sorry, guys. Her jaw sets, her eyes harden, and she's Coyote again. Let them come. If the Yakuza wants me, they're gonna find me. Nothing I can do about that. Some people choose to live in fear, but not me. Not today. Today I run the shadows, get paid, get dirty. See you around, Okami. You're quite a lady, I can honestly say. I've never met an elf quite like you. Is it obvious? I don't think it is. Ah, Dresden! Jake! Jake shakes his head, smirking as you approach. When you finally get close, he breaks out laughing. I heard the Universal Brotherhood was getting shut up on the police scanner. Knew it had to be you. Did you get her? I'm gonna say, oh, I got her. Figured you would. He scratches his mop of red hair. I guess that concludes the story of Akami and the Dead Man's Switch, huh? You know, I've been thinking maybe you should stay in Seattle a while. There's plenty of ways folks like us can get into trouble here. You only skim the surface. I heard Miss Shihama is looking for a team and they specifically want a woman. No idea what that's about. That MTC, Django? Am I remembering the names right? And I just got word that something's going on at Crater Lake. The Tears got it in total lockdown, no-fly zone, the whole thing. There could be something in it for us if we poke around, and there's always the Orc Underground. Haven't seen that yet, have you? You got plenty of friends there who are good for a job. Something's bound to come up, what do you say? I'm in. I like Seattle. I'm in. Talk to you later. Good, we can hash it out over dinner. If you want to find me, I'll be at McCracken's later. Got a taste for some seafood. Take it easy, chummer. Now, time for me to go researching every single restaurant in Seattle. This little coroner is surprised to see you, but he can't hide his delight. Hey, Akami, I was wondering if I was going to see you again. I guess I shouldn't be surprised to find you here. Just making more work for you. Thanks, but I prefer natural causes. He pops his eyebrows, eager. You know, it's all over the Trivid, right? They found the Emerald City Ripper dead at some asylum out in Shinomish? Shinomish, of all places? Turns out he's been masquerading as the head administrator or something. They found him dead from some sort of vigilante attack. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? I'll say, a vigilante attack, huh? Wow. I know, it's fascinating, isn't it? Well, no one can say he didn't have it coming, am I right? He frowns at himself. That was a double negative. So, the big question. What about the Dead Man's Switch? Now that the Ripper's dead, are you going to collect? Damn right I'm going to collect. Excellent, I'm sure you deserve it. How do you collect? I was told I need a secure line to call the number Sam gave me. Can't use my comm link. He brightens. Lone Star's emergency response team set up a secure phone line right here to coordinate their efforts. I can authorize you to use it. I'll say, thanks, Dresden. Don't mention it. Take care, Akami. Oh, it's right here. The phone before you has a simple numerical keypad. You can use it to call Sam's law firm and cash it on the Dead Man's Switch. I'm gonna call it. You tap in the phone number Sam's lawyer gave you days ago. The phone rings 7 times before someone finally answers. The image of the lawyer on the other end of the vid phone is noticeably different from the one you saw a few days ago. The noise in the background sounds like it's coming from a bar. Yeah? He squints into the phone and recognition slowly appears on his face. Oh, hey, it's you. Call me, right? So you got Sam's killer, huh? I'll say, yeah, I got Sam's killer. That's great. Hang on. Let me slot Sam's video for you. Can't wait for this. He fumbles for a moment and the camera jerks crazily. Then it goes to static and is replaced by Sam. Good old Sam. Sam still looks like Drek. Same clothes, same background. Probably shot at the same time as the first video. Hey, buddy. Looking good. Looking good. He giggles. If you're calling this number, that means the job is done, right? He closes his eyes, shakes his head. Congratulations, amigo. I knew you'd do it. You were always the dependable one. More than me, anyway. He looks back at you, trying to speak soberly. I just want to say thank you for whatever you did. It means a lot, not even knowing what you did. It still means a lot, because I know you did something. You know what I mean? I know you made it right somehow. He pauses, tilts his head back. His breath hitches in his chest. Thought I heard some music somewhere. You're the only one who ever tried to help me, ever. Except my sister. She tried more than once. She tried, I never let her though. Never let her in. I regret that a lot. Oof, Sam. Did I ever tell you about her, buddy? We're twins. We're twins, I guess. You still A twin after one of you dies? I don't know. Doesn't matter, I guess. He sighs heavy. God, listen, do me a favor, will you? If you talk to her name is Jessica, tell her I'm sorry, okay, for everything. She'll know what for. She's Catholic, so she'll forgive me. I need her to forgive me. Just tell her I love her. He straightens himself, shakes it off, the grin is back. Anyway, you need to get paid, which would be great, except for one thing. I got nothing. Never did. You know how it is, right? I had a feeling. Sorry, but hey, thanks for giving a crap. Seriously, I appreciate it. Tell you what, if you feel sore about it, look into my family background a bit. There's gonna be people with money in there somewhere. Maybe one of them can throw you a few bucks. Take care, amigo. See you in hell. He reaches forward and shuts off the camera. The vid screen goes to static and the call ends. There's a moment of silence and you feel a tug at your jacket. It's Dresden. So, what did he say? He told me never trust a dead man. Thank you. He just said thank you. What a bastard! The Emerald City Ripper killings were okay, I need a moment. The Emerald City Ripper killings, say that 5 times fast, are sensationalized for several weeks. Lurid reports focus on the killer masquerading as the administrator of Mercy Mental Hospital. Soon after, pop singer Maria Mercurial is cast as the lead in Dr. Ripper, a trivid thriller about a reporter who goes undercover as a mental patient to uncover a serial killer. Seattle News Net reports a shootout at the chapter house of the Universal Brotherhood. Witnesses claim that a gang of religious fanatics stormed the building for unknown reasons, but committed suicide before they could be captured. All mention of insect spirits, James Fletcher III, or Shadowrunners are kept out of the news. 1 year later, the city of Chicago declares a quarantine area between Lake Michigan and the Des Plaines River. Officially, the Chicago Containment Zone is established to fight an outbreak of an infectious virus, but an infestation of insect spirits is suspected by those who know. A mature form of Project Aegis, called Fabs 3, is eventually deployed to remove the bug threat from Chicago. The Watts family name has since been lost to the shadows. Well, that sucks. Yeah, Django, I see why that one's not as strong. Many, many reasons. Well, okay. Was there any DLC for this one? I feel like there was DLC for this one. Or was it the other one that had DLC? Was it Hong Kong that had DLC? She's gonna put me back in that spot? Yeah, out of the shadows. I didn't think there was. Maybe Hong Kong. I remember there being multiple options to choose in one of the games, but I think it was Hong Kong. Now that I'm looking at it. So glad I got 23 karma. Exit back to menu. Okay, this doesn't sound like it's anything. Alright. Yay, we're done! Woo! Alright. So I guess that means next week we'll switch to Dragonfall, I think is the next one, Django? Which, if I recall, is in Berlin. Do we follow Air Brockhaus? Don't tell me. Don't actually answer that for me. So, Dragonfall. I will download that so that we can start that next week. Right now, that is the stream. Dragonfall is your favorite? I thought Hong Kong was your favorite. I haven't tried Dragonfall at all, though, so I can only compare it to the first couple hours of Hong Kong. Just checking who I'm gonna send. Yeah, I'm gonna send you guys Mrs. Mothbomb. They're both super good. Yeah, I really liked Hong Kong. Oh, hey, follow Reference Home. Hello.
Hello.
I'm just ending the stream. I beat Shadowrun Returns.
Congratulations!
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That's not an easy game to beat. Dragon is better. What is it?
We're just talking about that.
Oh, okay.
Django and I were just talking about that. Dragon Falls apparently his favorite. They're both super good. I really liked Hong Kong, but I haven't played any of Dragonfall to compare, and I've only played part of Hong Kong.
One next.
No! No, we're gonna go Dragonfall next, but that won't be till next Wednesday now.
What was the other one? Something Tokyo?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Was that the last one? So this
That's
was
the third one.
Okay. That's the one I didn't play.
Yeah, no, I really like. I've only started it, and I really, really like the opening. This one was okay. Like, it gave me a lot of Shadowrun, which I don't really get, but there's definitely a lot that could have improved.
Did you like the gameplay?
The gameplay was okay.
The gameplay in the other ones obviously is better.
Yeah.
I always mentioned that. You might like the game Omerta.
What's Omerta?
It's that, but instead of Cyberpunk, it's Mafia.
I still need to play Yakuza.
Oh, that's so good.
Is that even appropriate? Am I allowed to play that on stream?
Yes.
Okay. There's some questionable occurrences in that game.
All the questionable occurrences are making fun of people who enjoy questionable occurrences in a satirical way.
Okay.
Totally allowed.
Okay. Okay. There's no actual nudity or anything that I'm aware of, so I should be fine.
If there was, it would be male butts.
Male butts. I'd totally love to see Goro's butt. What do you say, Django? You want to see Goro's butt? Django's still awake. Can you believe it?
I'm Googling it now.
Anyway, so tomorrow night sometime, I don't know when, whenever I get done dinner and get around to things. This week's been whenever I can do things, you bet. Whenever I can do things, I do them week. Everything started getting in the way of everything, and I said, screw it, I'll play. I'm just going to not follow my schedule for the rest of the week, and I'm just going to do whatever. Sunday, I believe we will be doing Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons together.
Yes.
That's a 2-player game. Oh, Goro butt. That is a very tattooed butt. You can barely see anything.
He's a Yakuza.
I know. Can't see anything on his butt. But anyway. That's all I got. So tomorrow I'm going to do some painting. We're going to work on the tartans of these Scottish baby-coos. Coo babies. Yeah. Anyway. And again, I don't know the timing. It just depends when I got my hair appointment tomorrow, and then I got dinner to make, and then I'm pretty sure someone's gonna get Django. There's a lot going on tomorrow. Whenever I have a free moment, I will sit down and paint for a few hours. It'll be in the evening though, like tonight was. And then Sunday, usual 8 p.m. time. The week should be back to normal next week. So Sunday, Fallen and I will play Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. So that should be fun. I've heard that game's neat. I've heard good things. In the meantime, let's go give Mrs. Mothmom a wonderful raid. Let's say hello to her. I think she's going to be playing for a bit, so we're good. She's the one who got me the information about these new chat bubbles that I love so much.
Chat bubbles?
Yeah, look at these chat bubbles. It gives pronouns, too, for anyone who set up the pronouns. So now I can see them, which I couldn't do on OBS before.
It's cute. What's it from? A browser source?
What?
Is it a browser source?
It's a browser source, yeah. It's a Stream Elements browser source. But she linked me to it because she was using them, if you can see right here. And you'll be able to see shortly. Yeah, she's using them, popping up all over the place, though. Alright, let's raid her. Alright, thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow night, and have a good time. Bye!